Hello. All right, my microphone's on. I'm on. I got my Movember mustache still. Uh huh. Right. So because I got that, maybe I'll take off my glasses. Hey, I've been out and about in my community, as I like to do, and so I would like to tell you. Well, my name's Larry Hussey, and my brand is Drug Force, and I'm looking for a animation studio to develop Drug Force as a worldwide syndicated animation. And that might have sounded silly like years ago, but with K-pop Demon Hunters, it doesn't sound so silly now, does it? No, it doesn't. Doesn't sound silly at all, does it? So I have some ideas that I want to share to support my personal brand, to let people know that I want to help people and I want everyone to succeed, including myself. So let's see. One thing that I put on there is that new can openers are not working. I have purchased two, not just one, but two brand new can openers, one from Dollar Tree and one from Macy's Backstage. Neither one of them have worked on the cans of food that I have purchased. I mean, both of them. So I said, well, that's weird. I wonder what's going on. So I have been saving it because I don't want to buy a third can opener and have that not work. And what's not working is that the blade is not going through the can. The blade is not cutting the can open. The blade is not cutting the can open. So it's not working and it's sliding. I'm turning it and it's just spinning its wheels. I'm turning it and it's spinning its wheels. That's what's happening. And some people are like, yeah, that's what's happening with new can openers because there's some sort of engineering thing. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like when mattresses were made one way and sheets were made another way, and you couldn't get a fitted sheet for your mattress because fitted sheets were not made for the way the mattresses were made. That's what it sounds like. So there's sort of a fitted sheet mattress situation going on between new can openers and cans. Cans might be too thick. Can openers might be not strong enough, something like that. But I am looking for pop top cans, my little soda pop, rather than can opener cans because I don't know if I'll be able to open that can. And so I want consumers and people who serve consumers to know that. Okay. And the reason I'm saying this today is because I got a confirmation. Orlando High School called me today, Orlando, Florida. And the guy said, hey, I'm a teacher in Orlando, Florida. And I got my class. Can I put you on speakerphone? I'm like, sure. And so we talked. And I said, yeah, well, for my next video, or some video in the future, I've been buying new can openers and they're not opening my cans. And I said, can you ask anyone about if they've experienced that? And one student came up to the speakerphone, I guess, and said, yeah, I got a can opener and it opened the first can okay, but then any can after that, it like slides on the label and it slides and yeah, it slides. It's a can, it's a can slider, not a can opener. It doesn't break through the can. It does not break through the can. Okay, so if you buy a can opener, save the receipt and return it if it doesn't work. That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of. So yeah, Orlando High School called me, and I was on the bus. That was fun. So I see the phone, and it's like, or it says Florida, and the guy said, "Hey, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I'm a high school teacher, and I thought I'd put you on speakerphone. Can I put you on speaker? Yeah, sure." And so yeah, and then he said, "Well, yeah, we saw you on Amazon, and we wanted to ask you some things." I'm like, "Sure." And they're like, well, why do you do what you do? And I said, well, I wanted to create the epic story for at least for 2023, because Star Wars was the epic story for 1976 when I went to see it in the theater. And and we were talking, and and then I got off the bus to transfer at the bus stop. And he was like, "Okay, class is over," and okay, cool, bye. And then I've been thinking about it though, and the way we were talking, he has only when he called me, he had only seen my videos on Amazon.com evaluating things like Kickstart, energy drink, and things like that. He had only seen my evaluation videos on Amazon. And I was thinking, oh, cool. Someone has seen the video from OTT Studio, where you can watch it on Amazon Fire TV free videos plus plus. I thought that's what he was talking about. But it wasn't, because he was all like, okay, yeah, that epic stuff is fine. How do you feel about Campbell soup? Are you a Campbell soup guy? And I'm like, yeah, I have it sometimes. So we talked about Campbell soup for a while. And it turned out him and his class, I guess, had only seen him on Amazon. I mean, see me, not him, me on Amazon evaluating things. They did not know that on YouTube and on filmfreeway.com/Lauren Tussey, I have Drug Force, and I was talking about epic stories, and I was talking about what would come after Space Force, and I was talking about that kind of stuff. And and then he said, "Oh, what do you think you'll do in the future?" And I was like, "Well, I'm hoping to get some sort of money back deal to develop Drug Force into a TV series." And I think what he was thinking of was like, what sort of product are you going to evaluate next? Like, I don't know, Icicle Fortress Imperial Hazy IPA, maybe. It's an above average IPA, and it's local to Leavenworth, Washington. Leavenworth is actually a town in Washington that is famous for beer. That's right, famous for beer. So, whoops, sorry. I got to plug in here. There, I plugged it in. And so I think he was looking for, what product are you going to evaluate next? And I was like, well, I'm not going to be writing anything unless I have a money back deal and I'm actually paid for writing, because I feel like I've done enough to write a web series and a series and two films that are received very well in film festivals. And I'm still entering them in film festivals. And he's like, okay, bye. I think he was thinking that I was just a guy who once in a while evaluates things on Amazon. And the thing is, you can make money on that. I applied to make money on that, and I was declined. So I'm an amateur and not a pro. I applied to the big leagues, and I was declined. Let me type this in. Please enjoy my video! Exclamation. There we go. Okay, so, and oh, please save your co-op grocery. I just got a delivery from DoorDash, and I said, well, add one of those grab and go hamburgers they have. I haven't had one of those. I want to try one. The guy came back. They have to give me a refund on what I budgeted for the hamburger, because the DoorDash guy told me, because he talked to him, he told me they sell out of those things by 11 a.m. Okay, what I'm talking about is my local co-op grocery called Pacific Coast Co-op, PCC for short. They have been complaining about losing money. So they've been looking at ways to raise money. So they have been doing grab and go natural local beef hamburgers. And I think their money problems are over. Your 10-minute break is over too. Yeah.